this theme I'm using. It's the intro to Mary Herron's American Psycho, starring Christian Bale, because upper-class, rich, performative sociopath is exactly the character of MJF. Look at him. His shoes match his scarf. If he had an inner monologue, he would dive into the brand details of what he's wearing, and it'll take like 5 minutes. He is a silver spoon-fed sociopath who found humanity with a best friend in Adam Cole, only to be betrayed and double down on being a scumbag. Now that he's champion again, he's aiming to be a territorial champion, scouting his next challenges throughout the show by standing next to that TV where they always have to stand exactly like this. But you can't give me an easy layup like this, Max.
Grab the remote and change the channel.
Wait, what? What happened?
I pressed the wrong button. I'm so sorry.
Samoa Joe is out to face Speedball Mike Bailey, the new trios champion with Kevin Knight and Hangman Adam Page, who won on that show You Can't Trick Me Into Watching TK. Bailey is dope. I first watched Speedball way back in Pro Wrestling Guerrilla when he was just cosplaying as Daniel LaRusso from Karate Kid. Now I see a well-traveled global warrior who is an amazing wrestler and still cosplaying as Karate Kid, but he has a phenomenal action film style. But first, the comedic musings of Taz.
Forget about Speedball. Right now, he looks like a speed bag.
I made a video called Action Scenes of Wrestling that I really like because, action scenes in pro wrestling follow the same formula, even within a different medium and way to achieve and capture said scene. It's an aspect of pro wrestling that I've always loved. The difference in styles and the classic underdog story with Speedball representing the perfect protagonist against a classic villain in Samoa Joe. Even have henchmen to stack the odds against the hero that much more. Even taking out the weapon of Bailey and the kicks by having Shibata just murder Bailey. Jesus Christ, dude! Now all the odds are stacked against Bailey, but Bailey watched the same films, people. It's a great way to create what is standard in action films. The protagonist has to fight through all the odds, and when the fire explodes, you get fantastic shit with the selling and passion all being felt from Bailey's performances and kicks. However, the ops distraction was too much for Mike Bailey to overcome, thus Joe lands the muscle buster for the victory. Speaking of action scenes, here's Marina Shafir against Murder Hawk Lance Archer.
That's great stuff. Whoa! So for armbar, try it. Look at this.
Best way to describe this six-man match is, of course, Mox is the embodiment of 90s Bruce Willis. Oh, here's the Triangle of Madness with the toxic spider Tekla, with her evil goth gremlins here challenging Women's World Champion Chris Statlander to a match next week in Austin, which means Tekla is going to be the villain of the week, I personally want Tekla to be champion, I do think this company needs more female villains on top.
Oh my god, I'm here for it!
But speaking of villains in women's wrestling, here's the gargantuan Amazonian Megan, the Megasus, the Megasus with Penelope Ford. And what is a Megasus, people? It's a Pegasus with a Megan. And they're facing the timeless love bombs of Timeless, Toni Storm, and Mina Shirakawa, who gets tossed by the Megasus like...
Toni Storm, the ball!
Not satisfied, Megan Bain tosses Penny around like... This match was the typical formula for the love bombs. Mina gets her ass kicked for the majority of it, she has a brief flash of fire, and then tags in Toni to kick some ass, but then she immediately tags Mina back in like, girl, let her rest. Her stamina hasn't recovered, and this silly tactical mistake means 1. Mina did all the work, and 2. Leaves Mina vulnerable to once again get her ass decimated, this time by a doomsday device. And oh look, Marina Shafir murdering Toni Storm too. We have a new alliance here, people. Oh dear. Swerve is here to face Kevin Knight in the main event while MJF watches on, and we are left wondering who will be the next contender against MJF. He has all the power, it seems, to choose. That's the through line of the show, but honestly, I'm only concerned of one person. It's Kenny Omega.
Oh my god!
We are Min Hee right now in the movie theater to sit down and watch some cinema. Cinema! Kenny Omega versus Josh Alexander, the walking weapon who attacks right away. With this story being about Kenny's revenge for Joshi breaking Kenny's boyfriend's leg and taunting him with a Kamagoye. Oh, the revenge for the boyfriend! The cinema! Say it, Christopher Nolan.
Films.
Speaking of films, all the Best Picture nominees were literally just announced, and I've seen the vast majority of them actually. It never happens. I loved Begonia the most from what I've seen, but one of my favorite films of 2025 that wasn't nominated for any awards was Left-Handed Girl on Netflix, directed by Shih-Ching Tsou. Left-Handed Girl is a simple slice of life set in a Taipei market in Taiwan. It follows the lives of a working-class family struggling economically while running a noodle shop. It stars the adorable and wonderful Nina Yi, Janelle Tsai as the struggling mother, and Ma Shi Yuan, who plays the troubled daughter in tension with her mother, and she's brilliant as well. The film unfolds as a slice of life as we slowly learn information about the family, the social, economic, and gender norms of their culture, and we learn information in the third act that completely paints over your perception of these characters in a way that generates such empathy. I just love these characters. I love this family. I love the writing, the authentic performances, the raw and immersive iPhone anamorphic photography. The editing by Sean Baker is glorious and is so vibrant and full of life, and there's a meerkat in it. Left-Handed Girl teaches empathy in a beautiful way. And that is far more important than any of the themes of the Best Picture nominees that I've seen thus far.
Here in my arms, think of the life that we could live.
Left-Handed Girl by Shih-Ching Tsou. Check it out. Speaking of check it out, Mayu Iwatani and Kenny Omega are my two favorite pro wrestlers, and my hope is that Omega has a truly great year of performances if he can, because I just love watching him do this pro wrestling silly little thing, because he's still so cinema. Right, Nina Ye from Left-Handed Girl?
Reitet so spät durch Nacht und Wind. Es